Hello and welcome to this C# tutorial. I'm learning C# myself and I needed to motivate myself, so I'm making this primarily to learn myself because you learn better when you explain it, and also you can learn if you want to watch this if you're at the beginner level. So I asked ChatGPT to give me an assignment, and this is what I got. To make a simple calculator, and it's supposed to act as a simple calculator capable of performing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So that is an excellent assignment to learn this. So let's try this. And also, this is how it is supposed to look, and it gave some tips there. So let's get right down to it. Now I'm inside my Visual Studio, and I have copied the instructions here, and I am ready to begin coding. So let's start thinking about how to solve this. Well, the first I can do is to write the title as the first line written to the user. So then I'm gonna write welcome to simple calculator, which is the simplest thing you can do in C# or any programming language, just to write a line on the console. And then I need to think about the actual functions here. So let's start by maybe writing a function for addition. So I'm making this function static double, so you can use any kind of numbers. Then let's declare some variables here. Double A and B. I think that will take care of declaring the variables. Then we need the code inside the function. Well, you can actually make it, give it a value here. So like if they don't enter anything, you can still have a value. But that's optional, I think. And then you do a return, simply A plus B. And now I have written my addition function. And maybe it's also time to think about how the interface is gonna look, so they know what to do next. I mean, what to write in here. So then I do a console write line and tell them to select function. Yeah, function. No, wait a minute. That would be operation, since they are selecting if they want to do addition or multiplication or division. But let's back up a little bit and explain why I did the static. Static is an access modifier which tells us that this function is only available to the class, and the class here is the main program. So I think I might as well have made it public, but it doesn't matter. It can definitely be static. And now Let's actually test this and see if the function works. So then I'll just do a console write line. To call the function. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put the function inside my write line. So now it should simply write out the result of this addition using the numbers 1 and 1, which is 2. So let's see if this works. It did work, but I guess you didn't see it because I'm only recording my Visual Studio. So I need to change that to recording the entire screen so you can see how the program actually works. Oops, I need to correct something here. I tried it with the public access modifier and it didn't work. The modifier public is invalid for a local function declaration. So it has to be static. I'm sorry, that's very important. It has to be static here. Okay, so now we got my whole screen recording and we're gonna test the program so far. See if this function shows up. It does. The answer 2 is printed on the screen, so it works so far. Now I also want to test my function with parameters. So let's just try to pass in a couple of numbers here. Say 2 and 2. And run the program again. And now you see we got 4. Which means it works with the parameters that I set up, which is so brilliant because if you master this, then you know how to pass in parameters to a function. Now I'm gonna start working on getting input from the user. So then I'm going to make a variable, can be an integer choice equals 0 first, and then we can do a read line and set that equal to, well, actually you need to write choice first, I guess. Choice. You can actually just equate the whole thing at once so that you have the choice, which is entered into the variable choice. But then you have the problem that it becomes a string, and how to solve that is to convert it. Okay, let's try parsing it as int 32. Oh. Wow. In 32. Yeah. That should take care of it. Now I think you have put this choice that gets entered here into the choice variable as an integer. Let's see if that actually works. Let's just see if the choice gets written out when I try it. And what's wrong here? Huh? Oh yes, it needs another parenthesis. Now let's see if it actually writes out my choice. Let's try number 2, for example. And it gives us 3. Okay. Why would it do that? Huh. That's weird to me. Oh, I'm I'm blind because I'm seeing here that it just says addition with the choice. It already made an addition. 2 plus 2. No, 2 plus 1, which is 3. So you see that the addition function worked, but we were not trying to call it. We just want to see the choice. So let's try again. Okay, number 2. And now you get 2, 2. And we have successfully made our variable for entering the choice. Now I'm gonna flesh out the interface a bit here. So the user knows which operation to select. And then I'm just going to copy these right lines. Simply 1 for addition and 2 for subtraction. And there. Now we have the choice and it gets entered. And now we're gonna make, we don't need this anymore, but we can write enter 2 numbers to perform the operation. And then we do the same thing we did to make the variables, which is the readline thing. And so we get and now we don't want to do double. I mean, we do want to do double. We don't want int 32 anymore. We want double because we want to allow any kind of numbers, right? Double parse console readline. And I suppose we need to tell it to one at a time here. what is your first number? And now it's not going to call, it's going to call num. I'm going to call this number 1. And then we repeat this. Except we're gonna make it second number and num2. And there we are ready to write more functions. No, we're not ready. We need to get this typing right here. It's supposed to be a double. And this is also supposed to be a double. And we can see if it works too. So far, select operation, yes, and we can, well, we don't have any result. But yeah, it does actually seem to be ready to write these functions. We already have addition, so I'm gonna copy that function and modify it first for subtraction. Make it a minus b, and then we're gonna have multiplication. And finally, subtraction. I mean, division. So let's see if these work. Just without calling them first from the user. Let's just test it up here. So I'm gonna do a console write line. Let's say division. Let's say 1 and 3. See what we get. Should get 1/3 if this is working correctly. One-third, yeah. That's exactly right. And now, did it say something more? Oh, that's just because I haven't finished it yet. It is working so far. Let's also test the multiplication. And now let's say like 10 times 3. And it gives us 30, so I think we have the functions done correctly. So now we are ready to take the user input and write the logic to turn it into the result using the appropriate functions. And now we can remove this, so we don't need that anymore. And we're gonna write if choice equals 1, then we're gonna call the function for addition. So I will do a console write line, and just call this function inside here like we've done many times before already. And we now pass in the num1 and num2. And we want to write it out like it shows the calculation. So we write num1 plus, and plus, well, now we put plus as a string here, plus num2, and then another space here. Actually equals. And that, what is wrong here? Number1 plus a plus. Oh yes, plus number2 plus an equal sign, which is a string, and then the result of the function. So now we can test it. Then I'm going to test running it and being sure to choose addition here. So let's take, for example, 5 plus 5. And we get 10. Wow. I just want to clean it up with this couple of spaces after and before the equal sign. And then we have the template for what to do with the others as well. So now we do another if choice equals 2, and notice we need 2 equal signs. Then we do this whole thing again. Except we need to call the subtraction function. And it will now be a minus here. And then we have the third option. Which is multiplication. And the final one can do well, we can call else, or we could call if, but now you get division if they enter any other number besides 1, 2, and 3. And that's fine. there. And I think that actually completes the whole program, and we only have to test it to see if it works. Select operation, addition, two numbers, 10 and 10 is 20. Oh, I did something wrong, since they did it correctly, but then it did a division as well. Why did it do a division as well? Let's see. Is it because of this logic here? Maybe I need to change it to an if. Maybe it calls a division. Oh, I forgot to enter the choice here. If the choice is 4, then it goes to the addition. Now let's see. Try addition again. 10, 10, and 20, and it's correct. Now let's try the subtraction. Number 2. Let's say 10 and 5 is 5. And let's try multiplication. 9, 9, 81. And let's try division. And that is not right. So I have not gotten the division right. So let's see what's wrong here. Oh, of course. It is saying addition. Okay, so just write division here. And now if you take 1 divided by 3, and you get 1/3. So now I think the calculator is actually fully functional. And I'm glad I made so many mistakes, because this is how you learn. And I hope it can be helpful to somebody else too. I know it is for me, because I really need to get serious about C# now for my employment prospects. So I will be making more tutorials and really studying C# now in the Easter of 2024. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.